Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Today is, you know, October 22nd, and today is a blessed day because, my daughter, Aliyah, that's her birthday today. And, it's a celebration today. Ultimately, life is very, very, important to everybody. And if you have life, God has blessed you. And what you want to understand is God's not done with you. He has a blessing. You know, if things are not going well, if situations are not planning out, that doesn't mean He's not ultimately there to help you. Now, what I want people to understand is God, right? He creates, and ultimately, anything that He creates does not die. You see, it says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, right? Ultimately, letting people understand that He created these things, right? And He created everything else. And then, of course, He came around and created humans. And with humans, He created humans in His image, in His likeness. So we are just like Him, right? In the image, in the likeness, in the thinking, in the thoughts. It just ours is minor and his is of course major, right? However, every other creation that he created still has life. Even Lucifer that he created, right? Because think about it. Whatever he creates is ultimately a godlike creation. It's God, right? So it is him instilling himself into an imagery, just like how he did for us. It is basically, he made us out of clay, then he put life, his life into us. So his life can obviously transcend in many forms and images, all images, right? All likes, all shapes in every way possible. And once he has created it, it cannot die simply because even us that we pass away, but we don't ultimately pass away. We just go into a state of wait, because our soul, right, which is our ultimate body, is separated, and then our flesh is like a clay. Ultimately, we go into a state where all that we did in this life will be reviewed, right? Eventually, it will be reviewed. However, those who died, right, in the cemetery, God is saying that when He comes back, right, when He calls upon them, everybody will be resurrected. And then those who have done good will go into one side, and those who have done bad will go to the next side. So, why is God saying all of these things? Why didn't God destroy Lucifer at the beginning of time? Why didn't He just take away his powers, right? And people might say, well, he was, he's teaching. Basically, his creation is for a purpose. And He can use anyone. If He can use Lucifer in His plans, even though Lucifer thinks he's rebelling and he's doing all those things, ultimately, it's there to what? Balance and use of how life is. It is there to help us to understand our true power and our true selves. And is also there to teach Lucifer a lesson on what he should be doing or what he shouldn't have done. You see what I'm saying? Simply because he's not going to die, right? He's ultimately going to be in hell's fire. but he's not going to die. And when you go there,